Social media. Everybody knows all about social media. It's been all the rage ever since Mark Zuckerberg started Facebook in a Harvard dorm room. But today, what we're going to look at is a few things with social media. Firstly, the platforms that you should be using. Sorry, MySpace, we won't be talking about you. And then how to best utilize social media. Fill in the blank is king. I think some of you might know what the answer to that is, but we're going to talk about the best ways to utilize social media. And most importantly, we're going to talk about the right attitude, what you should expect from social media. I think a lot of business owners approach social media with the wrong mindsets. That is going to be the focus of this section here, is your attitude, your expectations, your mindset with regard to social media. So, big idea for this section. Social media platforms come and go. Rest in peace, Vine. Gosh, I miss Vine every day. If there was one social media platform I could resurrect from the dead, it would be Vine. But think about it. If you had a Vine marketing strategy, you're hurting right now because all that time, money, and effort went down the drain when Vine up and died all of a sudden. So social media platforms come and go, but solid strategy and realistic expectations endure. So if you're looking for specific social media training, you will not find it in this webinar. There are social media ninjas out there who can do a better job teaching you than I can. There are online courses you can take that will make you a social media ninja. Check out, Udemy and other sites like that where you can sign up to take these free classes. Just do a simple Google search for Facebook expert, Twitter experts. There's all sorts of good training out there. So we're not going to get into that specifics here on this webinar. Now, besides advertising dollars, right? Because social media is primarily going to be used as a way to advertise to your fan base that you've built up on that social media platform. Now, there are other uses, and we'll get into that, but in terms of your bottom line, you want to think about it in terms of advertising. But besides that, the key to effectively using social media is content, right? Here was the blank that we were filling in on that first slide. We've all heard that content is king. Now, that's true to an extent. And what do I mean by that? Well, in reality, conversation is king, not just content. Content, if it's not done in such a way that your customers are engaging with you or contributing to your content, you're just engaging in a one-way monologue that benefits absolutely no one. Do you want to be this person on the right here that's just being talked to endlessly without having anything to say? So content can't just be this one-way street where we're just talking at the fan base that we've built up on our social media channel. So yes, good content is king, but only if it starts a conversation with your customers. So the combination of that engaging content, that conversation, right, that two-way conversation, the combination of that with social media, and this is important in terms of your mindset and what to expect. It's a long tail marketing strategy for building authority and trust outside of the advertising dollars that you're going to use to drive people to your website or to your funnel. Social media is there to promote content that positions you as an authority and someone that people can trust. Let that sink in for just a minute. This is how you should think about social media. It's an investment. There is no magic wand that you can wave that's going to generate, thousands of dollars in new business. Now, you may get a short-term bump in the beginning from getting on social media, but you have to view this as a long-term strategy. This is not something where you're just going to hop on and everything's going to be hunky-dory. Keep in mind, this is a place that you can go to spend ad dollars strategically, or it's a place that you can use to promote content that builds authority and trust. It's a long-term commitment. So this means that you are not going to share a blog post on Facebook and organically generate 10 sales or 10 leads. Now, if you've built a massive audience with consistent content or hefty monetary investment over the course of 5 to 10 years or something like that, you're an outlier. Most of us fall somewhere in the middle or closer to the beginning of the spectrum where we're just beginning to build up our audience on social media. So this, I think, is a wake-up call for business owners and entrepreneurs. Like I said, you can't just hop on social media and expect to see the dollars start rolling in it. It doesn't work that way. So if that's your mindset, you've got to change it, or you've got to start ponying up the dough. You don't have to have a massive audience on Facebook if you've got a $10,000 monthly marketing budget. Facebook will make that happen for you. Facebook will get you some ROI if that's the case. Very important point here that I want you to take away from the social media section. When it comes to ROI, return on investment, with regards to social media, it happens one of two ways: quickly and expensively, or slowly and cheaply. There is no quick and cheap route. So either you're going to do it quickly with a whole lot of money, or you're going to do it slowly with very little ad dollars spent. There is no way to do it quick and for cheap. It just doesn't work like that. There is no magic wand. So you have to adjust your mindset or dig into that pocketbook a little bit. And I'm thinking that most entrepreneurs out there would like to stay out of their pocketbook as much as possible. So you can put ad dollars behind content, and in fact you should, but only if that content has a call to action that, again, keep going back to this, that generates sales and leads. Don't promote content just to say, look how smart I am, look how good of a writer I am, look how good this podcast sounds. That's not doing anybody any good, including you or your fan base. You always want to put a call to action in there. Have the reader, the viewer, the listener do something that will increase your chance of getting ROI. If we know that getting an immediate ROI from social media content, there's a small chance of that happening, and you don't put a call to action in there, you're taking that small chance and decreasing it even more. So you always want to put a call to action in there. That could be something like visit my website, call this number. It could even be leave us a review on iTunes or Facebook so that more people are apt to discover your social media channels. So if you are following the very wise strategy of putting ad dollars behind your content, always include a call to action. Don't promote it just to get it out there and get more reads and get more clicks. Always have that strategy in mind to get people opting into your business as a sale or as a lead. So we're going to wrap up here with another challenging thought. And I know what you're thinking. This section was shorter than I expected because social media is all the rage right now. But again, I want to re-emphasize to you that social media, the most important thing is your mindset, how you approach social media, the strategy and the thinking behind it. Because, like I said, platforms come and go. MySpace, Vine. I mean, think about these channels that have popped up and people just flocked to them, and then all of a sudden they were dead. So you have to keep in mind that your approach is the most important part of social media, not necessarily the specifics of learning how to best utilize certain platforms. So social media has great potential, but it does require a lot of work. Again, it's a long-term investment. And it should be as carefully thought out as every other piece of marketing you produce. Anything that you put out into the world is a reflection of your business. So you want to make sure that it reflects kindly on your business. Don't tack on social media to your marketing efforts just to say you're doing it. That's a waste of everyone's time, most importantly yours. So if you're going to do social media, be thoughtful about it and strategic about it.